I remember the first time I watched A Charlie Brown Christmas. It was all the way back in the 60s. So it used to air regularly on, I think it was CBS, and now it's kind of bounced around. It was on DVD, and that's what I have it now on DVD, so we watch it every year. So I have seen A Charlie Brown Christmas now at least 50 times, 60 times maybe. You all know the very famous song that starts the special. You see the kids out there skating, and this beautiful song begins playing, and then the children start singing the lyrics that incidentally were written in about 15 minutes. Anyway, I want to show you how to play this song. Now, it's a jazz tune, and there's some complex chords in there, and we're not going to completely simplify them. I'm going to show you how some of these complex chords were built, and then I'll show you some ways that you can play them without too much struggle. So even though this version that I'm going to show you is simplified in some fashion, in some ways, it's not simplistic. You will still hear some definite jazz chords in there as I show you how to play this. So let's learn how to play. Well, I already know how to play it, but I want to show you how to play Christmas Time Is Here. One of the things about this lead sheet, which I found interesting, is that the key signature, in my opinion, is not quite correct. I believe this song is actually in the key of F major, but for some reason they've put the key signature as B flat major. Not too sure why that is. However, we're going to pretend that there's just one flat there. Now, the melody, looking at section A here, one of the interesting things about the melody of this very famous Christmas song is that, taken by itself, you can't really tell what the chords should be. Just by this actually outlines A minor. So we know that's not quite right. One thing you're going to find out about this melody is it's heavily dependent on the chord changes. That takes it from being just a nice melody into a truly beautiful piece of music. So you'll see how that's going to work. Anyway, you can see that we have a phrase that repeats. So far, it's all on the white keys. Here's one black note, and then that repeats. Section B, all of a sudden now we have an A flat coming in, so we know that there's going to be something interesting happening with the chords. Same thing, we have the repeating phrase, and then the A natural comes in. And then section C is basically a repeat of section A. So as you can see, the melody itself is not too terribly difficult. Take a look at that first chord in the intro. The little triangle means that this is a major chord, and so it's F major 9. So we have F major 7, F major 9. There's our first chord. But now look at this second chord, C13 flat 9. Well, how do we figure this one out? We start with C major, add the 7th. See, without the little triangle, we know that now we should be forming a dominant 7th chord. This is the 9th. This is the 11th. And the 13th. So this is straight C13. But notice it says C13 flat 9. So we got to find the 9 right here, this D, and make it flat. But now this sounds kind of harsh. We know that this is not what Guaraldi played. Your ear is already telling you that doesn't sound right. So here's what he does. First of all, he eliminates the 3rd and the 5th from down here. Okay, so now we're left with this. That still doesn't sound quite right. So what he does is he takes the 11th and substitutes it for the 3rd up here. So these two notes are out, and we have B flat, D flat, E instead of F, and then the A. That's our 13. That's the chord. So we're going from F major 9 to C 13 flat 9. But not every note of that chord is in there. We're leaving some of them out or moving them around a little bit. And so the introduction is just going back and forth between F major 9 and C 13 flat 9. You can get fancy and put this in. Now we're going to play these chords in the left hand. There's our first chord, F major 9, but we're going to leave out the 9, and we're just going to play F major 7, because it's pretty tough to get all those notes in with one hand. So we can do it like that. Now look at this crazy chord. This is E flat 13 sharp 11. Let's figure that one out. The easiest way to remember this chord is just to play these 3 notes, because your melody is going to be A. So it ends up sounding like this. So this has all the notes. If you have a bass player, he would be playing the E flat. You can throw it in there if you want. Back to F major 9. And what we're trying to do is make this playable for you if it's just you. So now we have B minor 7 flat 5, which would be, there's B minor 7, this is the 5, it is now flat. We're going to play it in this inversion, and that gives us room here to play the melody. And then we go to B flat minor 7. So to go from B minor 7 flat 5 to B flat minor 7 is actually quite easy. We're just going to take the top 3 notes and move them down half a step. So here's B flat minor 7. Now this is actually first inversion, second inversion. So we're going from B minor 7 flat 5, B flat minor 7, and then the whole thing slides down half a step to A minor 7, and then another half step, A flat minor 7, and then G minor 7. So you have a whole series of minor 7th chords going down chromatically. So it's like this. So here, we're going from this minor 7 flat 5 to just a straight minor 7. So this bottom note doesn't move. And now it goes chromatically. And here it is with the tune. Whoops, I need to learn how to play it. Everything slides down. Now here, the lead sheet has /C, which means we're keeping that G minor 7 and putting C in the bass. So it sounds like this. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. You might have to add a note in the right hand. So now you have, there's our G minor 7 chord with C in the bass. And that leads you back to F major 9. So let's play this from section A. to the B minor 7 flat 5. And then you can play 2 notes in the right hand. You see what I'm doing here? And that section repeats. Now let's go to the next section. D flat major 7. There it is. D flat major 7. Now what do we have here? G flat 13 sharp 11. Let's just play. This is G flat 7. So we go from a major 7th to a dominant 7th. Then we're going to go from this G flat dominant 7th chord, G flat 7, to A minor 7. So what we're going to do is these 2 notes are going to come, one is going to go up and one's going to come down, and this one's going to come down. And so you can practice going from G flat 7 to A minor 7. And then here you can play E flat 7 if you like. There's more than one way to do it here. This would be E flat 9 without the root. See, we only have so many fingers and we're playing the melody with one hand. So we can do it this way. Change those into just dominant 7th chords, or you can do it this way. And here we have D7 flat 9. Once again, that's a 5-note chord. So we can play it like this, and the root is implied. Now here, the lead sheet gives us D flat 9, which is this chord. But for some reason, to my ear, that doesn't sound right. So what I do is just leave that chord out. And here we have C13, which is way too many notes to try and play. So we're going to simplify that by just moving the by moving the bottom note in this G minor 7 chord. And then throw a C in there, and then you have this chord again. Remember that one from the introduction? You can actually play it almost like a C7 chord without the 3rd, and then an A major chord on top. Almost like a polychord, which I haven't really talked a lot about on this channel. So let's play section B very slowly. D flat major 7. And this is G flat 7. And now everything moves up to A minor 7. Now we're back to our So I'm going to play through it now very slowly. You can play along. You can watch very carefully what I'm doing with the left hand. The introduction, we can play these big full chords with 2 hands. Notice, instead of just playing one chord at the beginning of each measure, we can play 1, 2, and then 3. Whoops. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Here, two-handed chord there. It goes again. You can throw in the E flat there if you like. Section B. Notice what I'm playing here. 3 notes in the right hand just to fill it out. And then here's our opening chord. And now we're back in section C. So there's your chance to sound like a jazz musician. Thanks for watching and for playing along. I hope you have found this helpful. If you have any questions, any suggestions, then please let me know in the comments section. If you'd like to support my work, you can go to my Patreon page. Incidentally, you can join my Patreon page as a free member. If you don't want to commit to the monthly fee, which is basically $3 to get in at the lowest tier. I'm going to be making some changes to the Patreon page as we get into the new year, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll be also developing some other ways that you can support the channel if you find what I'm doing of any value and you'd like to help support At Home with Music to keep these videos coming into the new year. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.